Miranda is visiting the Bethlehem Hospital to see her psychiatrist.
Should bring them. Let us into Colditz. Hello. Thank you.
After 10 years of diagnosed illness, she was successfully treated for 5 months in the specialist unit here.
You've been out a couple of weeks, Miranda.
Yeah. Third week.
Yeah. Let's see what you've been doing. What's that?
That's from a photograph I'd taken in North Wales of a waterfall.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I can see it. It's beautiful.
I did from memory of a close friend.
Oh, it's nice to see your pictures.
It's wonderful to work again after.
Yeah. So, tell me how things have been going since you've been out.
Very well.
How long have you had schizophrenia?
I was in my 30s before I was actually diagnosed. I'd go to doctors and they'd say, you're schizophrenic. No, you're not schizophrenic. You're schizophrenic or not schizophrenic.
So nobody seemed to know, and it just went round and round. Were you having trouble concentrating on things?
My thoughts were interfered with.
You were just saying the same thing over and over again. Do you remember that?
I should have married Mahendra. I shouldn't have landed the comet on Jupiter.
Yes, you kept
all
saying
I could
that.
Say.
You said for several weeks, all you said was, I should have married Mahendra, and I shouldn't have landed
the comet on Jupiter.
Did you actually think that you'd landed a comet on Jupiter? You really, really thought that?
It was a comet, I can't remember the name, a Jewish name. And one mad nun claimed it was the end of the world. I believed I landed it.
And you really believed that?
Yes, I really did. And that because of me, all of the 2,000 years since Christ was gone to nothing.
Oh, right.
And
you can laugh about it now, but...
I round at last, I just was Bethlehem to be born. I can smile now, but I believed it.
Yes.
It was only because it had been a couple of weeks before I began to query the fact that...
You clearly did believe it, because you were very distressed and crying and upset and very agitated and shaky. So how does it feel, though? You're back to where you were before, but, you know, you've really got a sentence, haven't you? You've got to take clozapine now, probably, for the rest of your life, or at least a very long time. How does that feel?
Well, although I hate drugs, and before this I wouldn't have been very pleased, having been as ill as I was, so it was as if I died and body couldn't moving. It's a gift to be given back my life, and my luck with the drug. I do mind taking the drug. I mind every time I fall sitting down at night, they stick in my throat.
And you have to take a lot of them. How many pills do you have to take?
I take 2 small pills in the morning, 50 milligrams, and 300 milligram tablets at night.
So it's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's quite a lot. And it is harder to do things. You are tired from it. It is harder. I do have to push myself harder to paint or tidy the flat or anything. It's harder than it would be with normal people, but I can do it.
Schizophrenia is the name given to a collection of symptoms and behaviours which is relatively common, affects about 1 in 100 people in the course of their lifetime.
In severe cases of this illness, it can mean many years in hospital. Worley is home to 534 patients, most of whom are long-term.
Ron Hutchins.
Barry Gates, 30, diagnosed as suffering from schizophrenia 10 years ago, spends 4 days a week in Worley Hospital as an inpatient and 3 days at home. He doesn't yet know what his future will be.
Get out of my way. What's your name?
Barry Gates.
What does it say here?
Barry Gates.
And what is it?
Medication, 800 walls, 79.95.
What's that?
Procyclidine and chlorzoline.
How many do you take?
3 times a day.
Okay.
And then 4 of the night, every night of the week.
Okay,
And Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Barry was always a quiet, shy, reserved child. He got on with his brothers, he made friends, but he was never one for lots of friends. He had difficulty in sharing. His room had to be absolutely tidy, all his toys like that. He used to get very angry if his brothers touched them. When my husband and I split up, Barry became very withdrawn. He still went out and enjoyed himself, went fishing, quite a normal teenager. And then his behaviour started to get very different.
A lot of people have absolutely normal lives before they develop the illness. There was no way, even looking backwards, you could say this person was going to develop schizophrenia. The symptoms that characterise it are commonly called, in our terms, delusions and hallucinations. Now, what do we mean by that? A delusion is a belief which the person holds, which is not held by people of the same cultural group.
I believed that I'd ended the world. I was in an abject state of apathy and delusions.
You say you believed you'd ended the world. I mean, couldn't you see it going on around you?
My parents kept saying, we're sitting in a normal pub, you haven't ended the world, it's still going on, but I looked at all the tragedies, the Rwanda, the dikes were going, the earthquakes in Japan, and I thought this I caused. And I should be tortured for eternity.
And you thought you should be tortured for eternity because you'd caused the Japanese earthquake?
Hallucinations are sensory experiences which the person feels, but there's no external cause for them. The commonest one, of course, is hearing voices.
Janie has been ill for 10 years. She was first filmed 4 years ago.
And they got a psychiatrist to see me. When I actually admitted that I heard voices, then they diagnosed me as being schizophrenic. It's like having loud television, voices in the next room. The voices are very frightening. There are about 6, 7 of them, male and female voices. They talk at me and also to each other. A lot of abuse. Voices will also say, well, why don't you cut yourself? And so I'll cut my arms up and like this. It's actually that I feel that there's evil inside me, and if I cut myself... I hate this bit, I really hate this bit. And I've still got the scars, but I haven't done it for a while now. I was married to Mike 4 years before I got ill. It makes me cringe, I suppose, because it happened, because I still want to do it. This picture is what I see when I close my eyes. Even now, if I close my eyes, I will get this face. I don't have such a problem with this now. Occasionally. But it's not all the time. I was so frightened, and then Mike was filming me on top of all of it.
What are you frightened of? What are you frightened of, Janie? You're home with me?
Evil.
Who's evil? Which evil are you afraid of?
Evil inside me.
There isn't any evil inside you, Janie.
It feels like evil, and it feels like if I could cut myself deep enough, I'd be able to scrape it out, but I can't really explain it. It's more abstract.
My hands are all black, look, my hands are all black, like they're going rotten.
That still happens occasionally when I feel there's black inside me and my hands go black.
So how do you explain that? How do you explain that?
It's slime, blackness, somehow that I'm evil, that there's sort of some kind of dishonesty or something about me that I haven't quite figured out yet.
When she isn't feeling well, I have to stop her from going out on her own.
He hasn't done this for a while, actually, take the keys off me.
Thank you. Is it raining? It is, you know. Have a nice time.
Barry has been severely ill for 12 years. Only in the last 18 months, because of his response to the medication clozapine, has he been able to go home at weekends. He and his 3 younger brothers live with his mother. They have no other support than the hospital.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless me.
Oh, mercy me.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound like an old man, Barry. All right. Want a cuppa?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Right, that's it. Let me come past and I'll go get the kettle on for you.
All right.
That's it. Tablets, right, lovely. I'll put them up there. All right, and I'll pour you a cup of tea for you.
Schizophrenia is a devastating illness because it affects the brain. And the main thing to realise about it is the actual brain goes wrong. It's not somebody just having a bit of a breakdown or getting a bit depressed. The first thing that people may notice is a lot of difficulty thinking. Straightforward counselling, that kind of therapy, although important, can't reverse that basic problem. And it seems the only thing that can help the basic problem of the brain malfunctioning are some of the drugs given for psychosis. They seem to damp down some of the overactivity in the brain and reduce the abnormal mental experiences. They do actually sometimes lead to side effects.
I'd have horrendous side effects.
Would you?
On haloperidol, my tongue would protrude and swell. My whole body would rack with epileptic type corruptions. My knees.
Rocking like that. Yeah.
Well, the whole body would convulse. My arms and legs would twist together, and they'd stand over me in hospital saying, "No, you haven't got side effects, except because you read about it in a book. No, you can't have a side effect drug." And in the end, I'd be given it, but the suffering.
Right, come on, tablet, Barry. Here you are. Right,
Here we are.
pop it in. Right, good lad.
Yeah.
Each person's own life experience colours them in a particular way, so that to understand the way the illness has affected that individual person, you really have to know something about their life, their history, their current circumstances.
Barry was my first child. The other boys, his brothers, they have a different dad who I married later on. So Barry has a different father who adopted him to make them all the same. They all had the same name. So we wanted to treat them all the same, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. He couldn't show Barry the love that he showed his own. I think he was about 6 or 7 there. I'm not saying Barry had a miserable life all the way through, but because you have, like anybody, you have your happy moments and your sad moments. But then if you're a sensitive person, those sad moments, they're there, aren't they? You don't forget them. Yeah. He loves his fishing, and it's nice that Ken and him, they both share the same interests, so this is why he relies on Kenny to take him. He was always the big brother, and he was always looking after them, being there for them looking up to Barry. And now he has to rely on them.
They're just pedigree chum dog mixer, basically. Fish love them, don't know why.
And munchies are good as well.
Yeah. It's to do with all the oils, they flavour them. These are, I don't know what they flavour, they put all fish oils and that in them, so they're okay. I'm just going to try and fire some out and get him going. Where's your catapult? When I was younger, he used to bully me really bad. I used to come home from school and he'd start spitting on me. Come, go and try and get him.
Yeah.
He just got worse and worse and worse. He tried to kill me 2 or 3 times, tried to stab me. He just went from bad to worse. In the end, my mum phoned the police, got the doctor and had him committed. Switches off and goes like he just did now. 1 minute he's there, next minute gone. Walks off.
Why's that?
It's in there, isn't it? Don't know what's going on.
I came down one morning and I just absolutely froze. On every window was written Satan, Satan rules.
Seen Kenny?
Nah.
He went up to meet you.
The what?
He went to find you.
Where's he gone that way?
He'll come back then. Where'd you go?
Hey?
Where'd you go?
Up there.
What's that one?
Some lakes. Some swims, rather. Anything happened?
No.
I've been looking for you, I thought you disappeared, pal.
Yeah. There in the swim up there worth the chuck, I don't think.
Hey?
I don't think any of them swims on that whole bank is worth a chuck.
Why's that?
Shit, oh, steep, and I don't think the fish are there either.
No?
I mean, this is a good swim. This or that one, or over that side when the wind goes down.
We just ran right the way down there, I thought you disappeared.
Yeah.
Loads of fish in the bay now.
Yeah.
There's 8 in there, 8 fish. We're going to have a go, try and get them on chum. You alright, yeah?
Yeah, I'm alright.
You took your tablet, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've got to take any more or not?
No, just one. That's all.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah, I'm tired of these bloody drugs, kid.
You alright, you don't see them?
No, I'll be alright.
Yeah? You used to see people say, watch it, like, he's got a mad brother indoors. It used to get quite embarrassing, and I think I actually went for a period of about 2 years where I never ever even spoke to him. I hated him.
I'm not being funny, Ken, but can we stay a bit late tonight?
Stay as late as you want.
No, not that late. Up to about 6:30. Is that all right?
Yeah.
6:30, 7:00.
One afternoon, I think on a Saturday, and he was so frightened he sat on halfway up the stairs with a knife. Now, whoever was up there, I can't remember now who exactly was, couldn't come down. We couldn't go up. I mean, we were frightened to go past him. He was so frightened of all that was going on around him, frightened of us, that he could have easily lashed out to protect himself.
I used to sit there and think, go on, have a go at me, and if he tried to stab me, I'd get the knife off him and I would actually kill him to get him out of our lives, to get him away out of my mum's life as well. I know it's a bad thing, but at the time, being young and that, you don't realise, and well, just glad things never come to that. Before I used to hate him, but now, well, I just don't know. I suppose I love him to death. I wouldn't let no one harm him. I try to do whatever I can for him, like take him fishing here and there, but...
Can you zero that in for us? All right? Yeah.
It's only a little one. These are little baby ones we put in, about that big, and they're all grown now.
We all know we're going to get lines and wrinkles sooner or later, but research has shown that it's not getting older that ages your skin fastest. It's UV rays in ordinary daylight. So how can we help prevent our skin from looking older than it should?
Leading beauty editors recognise the importance of SPF 15 protection every day. This level of UV filters has been uniquely combined with ULE moisturisers to moisturise your skin and to help prevent and reduce the appearance of premature lines and wrinkles.
So your skin looks younger now and in the future.
And the name? Anti-UV Daily Moisturiser from Oil of ULE. We can prove you can look younger.
At times like these, what can you really rely on? New Bodyform Invisible, now with an advanced microgroove system, helps keep everything inside the towel to prevent leaks. So whatever happens, you can rely on Bodyform.
To create the perfect loaf, you need a keen eye, an obsession for quality, meticulous attention to detail, and above all, 5 generations of baking experience.
Derek, do we have to go through this rigmarole every time? Just throw it to the ducks.
Warburton's, bakers born and bred.
Do you know how to make your hair look its most beautiful? In the salons of Helene Curtis, experts have created Salon Selectives, a hair care and styling range to meet the specific needs of your hair. It lets you choose the exact combination for you. For example, if you've got greasy roots but dry ends, try Clarifying Shampoo 7 with Moisturising Conditioner N. Salon Selectives helps you make your hair its most beautiful.
What's the worst kept promise in the world, eh?
I do take thee.
No, not that one. That is so cynical. It's this one.
Hi, George. Look, I can't stop. I'll give you a call. Okay, great.
We say it all the time.
Oh, hi, how are you? Can't stop, I'll give you a call.
We even put it on our Christmas cards. I'll call you in the new year. Oh, yeah. That's it. Daft, isn't it? We let a friendship drift just for the want of a phone call. So if you said recently you'll call someone, well, do it. Right now. And after all, you're not the type of person to break a promise, are you?
George, it's Tom. Well, I said I would, didn't I?
It's good to talk.
Nothing can give you a cool mental lift like Wall's Solero. Exotic fruit puree and creamy vanilla ice cream, all in one. Wall Solero, the mind cooler.
If I'm with people, I will tend to creep away and try and be on my own. I have a friend who's killed himself last year, and I still am envious occasionally. sometimes I still would really like to give up struggling. For Chris, hey you, drinking partner, philosopher, man with the smile like dawn breaking and the liquid feline walk. Hey you, your face fits you, you wear it well, and greying straying hair under which your eyes accept the world. Hey you, I don't see the down days, for me you live and give, and laugh, are daft and play, but I know they're there. Hey you, fight on my friend, thank you.
What's it make you feel like coming here?
It gives me a chance to not have too much input, so I can sort out what's going on in my mind more. There's no people, and if I wanted to cry, because it's a graveyard, no one's going to care if I do.
The patient may hear voices that tells them to harm themselves or even kill themselves. This is very distressing for them. It may be very difficult to shut out the voice or to ignore it. One of the recent approaches to this is to try and train the patient only to attend to voices that are neutral or pleasant, to try and ignore the voices which are unpleasant, critical, and counselling suicide.
Sometimes I'll stop taking the medication, and for about 2 days it's complete bliss. You have no side effects and no symptoms either, and then the symptoms start coming back in a big way, and then you have to start taking the medication and you get side effects again, but for a little while you feel sort of normal.
Miranda is now living in a flat on her own. Her parents have moved nearby.
I was in the Bethlehem because I had a long history of psychotic breakdown and suicidal depression. Last bout of illness, I was completely destroyed emotionally and mentally. I'd gone back to the past. My mind had gone. I failed to recover on any of the standard drugs, and my parents lobbied for treatment for me at the second opinion clinic with clozapine, which has frequently enabled people to recover when they haven't responded to other treatments. I was there, and it gave me an environment that was stable, kind, and optimistic to try and bit by bit put my personality back and my life back and recover. And part of recovery meant me painting. So as soon as I was well enough, I started on a series of paintings out of a window at the Bethlehem. Trees and hills, done quickly in watercolour. This is the first one, but it's still almost winter and spring hadn't quite started yet. It was just pure watercolour. This was a similar view, in fact done from the last painting in pastels in the studio. This is probably the best painting in the series.
Why do you like this painting particularly?
It succeeded in conveying what I wanted to, a feeling of peace. Got a feeling of great peace from it. Makes me feel happy.
And are you happy living here?
I could be very happy, but there's been prejudice from other tenants in the house and the letting agency. My father overheard one of them saying about a friend who was coming in. It's here, another one of them. I knew they knew I was ill, but I didn't initially realise they knew I was mentally ill, but obviously they do. My parents were very, very supportive of me in this last year. I think perhaps this, the balance in the family relies on me being the baby, dependent, ill, They were marvellous during my illness.